to Sodatime Restorations. We're back on the Vindo 81 today. Had to give you that clip. Let me get set up here. We'll get our afternoon session going. Well, thank you very much. Today we're going to be doing the Vindo 81. We're putting the back liner back in, the insulation, checking the wiring if the light works, but we're just going to pause a little bit. Thank you for the 500 subscribers. Quite an accomplishment for something that I thought we'd have 10 or 12, but thank you very much. We got the merchandise store opened up, so probably somewhere down the road I'll be out of the old original shirt into the new logo. But thank you very much, and we're going to get started today. The Vindo 81, the one that I said we're going to do all the lives on. Today we're going to try to get the liner and insulation in, and probably try to get the compressor dropped in. Kind of show you where we're at there. Last night I went ahead and did some coating on the bottom. This bottom tray area always gets really rough, so get as clean as you can. The rails were actually in pretty good shape, but I use an undercoating product made by Permatex, part number 765-2644. It's really pretty gooey going on. You want to probably let it set overnight, and then the next day it's fine. But make sure you get a good coating in this area here. That gives a little bit of rust protection. But one of the things we talked about when we took this machine apart, customer didn't even know it even had a light in it. He said he wanted to get the light working, but as you can see, you're going to have wiring that's usually coming out of the bottom of the machine is going to look like that. That's got to go away. Typically, this area right in here, coming out of the inside of the cabinet and then coming through the bottom of the cabinet, this is the area that just gets really dried out, and you got to change that. That's a dangerous area there. You don't even want to try to fix that. You just want to replace it. So we've got new wiring clipped back in. We have checked the light. The light is working. So right now, before you put your insulation in, make sure you put this little grommet connector piece back into the housing. Get that put in there. That goes in this bottom hole down here at the bottom. This little area right here. Make sure that gets clipped around the wire. Put that into the back there. We're going to pop that in, then we're going to get the insulation going here. I'll get this kind of set up where you can kind of see what's going on here. We got the compressor back, so we're gonna get this thing, maybe get it running today. We'll see. I don't know how long we'll run the live view on it. We'll go until we get to kind of a good stopping point. We'll see if we can get the compressor in on this segment. Get this little connector piece popped in, and you can always put these in at the end. I like doing them now while you can get into the inside and check and see if everything's fitting up really good. These sometimes can cause a little bit of trouble. There it goes. So you want it to look like this. Be nice and snapped in there. It will allow you to pull that wire still a little bit if you didn't get it laid in there right, but that's the way that should look coming in the backside. All right, so we're going to grab some insulation. Give you a shot of what the compressor looks like here that we got back. Gary did a wonderful job on this. Always comes back in a nice cabinet. Just looks really super good. Lower cabinet looks like brand new. Looks really good. But Gary did a great job. If you're needing any compressor work, Gary's in Indiana. I'll try to put a link on our page where you can get a hold of him. Does really good work. I ship him a lot of compressors there. All right, let's get some insulation. So always check, and if you got some wire nuts that you got in there that I actually shut, there's always a little heater element. I take them out. I haven't pulled the wire out of there, but I take them out. I don't even want that wire even going through anymore, so I'm going to tape them shut. I doubt this machine will ever be outside ever again. Alright, get them taped off. Alright, let's get some insulation in there. Put some gloves on. This insulation isn't really too itchy. It's not like the old stuff. A little easier to deal with. I use an R13 product. Get this set up where you can see what's going on here. Alright. I get this at Lowe's. I get it with the backing, and I take the backing off. I have seen people put the backing in there. I don't know. Just don't think it's a good idea. I think it's anytime you got a moisture in there that could possibly happen on a Coke machine. I just don't see that as a good deal. It might be all right. It's just my opinion. You're going to have that shaft that comes through there. You want to definitely make a spot for it. And you'll have this shaft here that comes across that we will make a cutout. My last 81 that I did, I left it a little bit tight, and I had to kind of go back in there and work that rod because I didn't leave enough room in here. I had plenty of insulation in there though. You can use scissors or a razor blade on this stuff, either way. when we get caught up here, I'll show you what we've got going on also in the shop that we're working on this weekend. Excuse me. I'm gonna cut a little strip here, this top piece. Back this up just a little bit more. One thing about lives, they don't give you the option to do a wide angle. They just give you one lens option, and it's just what you got. Probably the only thing I don't like on lives, they don't let me do a real wide angle. But it's still, if somebody's doing an 81, they're going to know exactly what we've got going on here. I'm going to stick this down in there first. About to there. Cut a little piece here. And across here. If you're just now tuning in, this is the first time to see anything on this particular, on the lives, you can go back to where I was going to try to save the liner on this machine. Why I thought I could save it, I have no idea, because I've never been able to save one before. But this one looked really good when I looked at it. But the more I started studying, taking things apart, this is a fairly decent machine, so I really thought I could save it. But the more I started taking apart, you'll see in that video, it was basically I just had to demolish it to get it out of there. It was pretty done. All right, that's pretty good there. So I was talking about this crank area here. You've got to give this room, and I'll show you why. That arm's going to be doing that. So we're going to cut a little pathway. Not a big deal, just pretty easy. Pretty easy deal. We're just going to take and separate right where this is. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and clip the shaft on. We'll clip the shaft on. Get it popped on there right quick. So the shaft is on. We're going to try to, everywhere this moves, I'm going to give it a lot of room. Do a lot of separation around this area. Still want to keep insulation around it. I just don't want anything really rubbing on the shaft and letting it have some good movement. So if you grab that shaft, you'll kind of see which way it's going to go. Alright, that looks pretty good right there. Go down a little bit farther here. Now, you do want to get that outside area there. That is a problem area. You want to fill that up. If you got to use a paint stick or something, get it jammed in there pretty good. that is an area that will definitely need some protection. Right next to that bottle door is a weak area. And if you probably look back on my video, it had a lot of insulation in all the corners. We'll probably get a little paint stick right in here. Well, I can get it in there, it looks like. If you're watching the series right now, we're on a Vendo 81 right now, and I think we're up to the installing the compressor, which this is kind of about where we're at on this one. Two different machines. Don't get them confused. This particular machine here, a guy just wanted it cleaned up. He wanted the compressor working, and I mentioned the light, and he says, "Oh, most definitely." So, only reason we was going to take that, we got to take this backing off to get into the light. So, well, looks good there. That looks good. All right. I think that looks really good. A little spot right there by the where the latch comes through. You want to get that. And we'll get up underneath these corners a little better. Excuse me. All right, next step, put the liner on. So you'll see where your wire had come through. You got your light switch button right here. So let me grab the liner right quick. I've been asked where I get these. You can get these at Funtronics or Soda Jerk Works. They should be able to accommodate you on any of that. And if you looked at most of your liners, like the one I took off, if it's the original liner and you're thinking about cost-wise, go ahead and figure that liner in there. They're not that much money. They're under $100, I think, for the liner, if I remember right. Don't hold me to it, because I when I ordered this one, I actually ordered it for another machine, not for this machine. So, so this will get this one together. Check your line up on your holes. Is what I'm kind of checking right now. See if everything is lining up real good. You'll see your shaft assembly coverage here. And if you remember, we saved. You gotta have these. Don't throw away those cover plates. We're gonna clean those up and get them painted. You gotta have those. You don't want to leave those empty. Let that cold air get in there. I want to keep that sealed off as much as possible. So let me grab my electric driver here right quick, and we're going to start putting this thing together. I use a number 8 1/2 inch length. Don't need very long. And I try to start, it seems a little weird, but I start the corners first and get everything lined up. Don't put it in there all the way tight, because we're going to slip the gasket on this yet, so I'm just kind of lining some things up, but it looks really good right now. That looks good.